If you're caught up in the climate gloom, don't worry, it's difficult not to be. But there's good news. Many big, powerful companies are investing seismic amounts in sustainability innovations that could shift our economy to be less resource intensive and slow global warming. So, Microsoft, one of the biggest companies in the world, just made massive announcements this past week. And while it consumes an immense amount of energy, and thanks to the AI, an exponentially accelerating amount, it's demonstrating that companies with the power to push sustainability forward are willing to. Microsoft plans to remove more carbon pollution from the air than it emits by the end of this decade, and then remove all of its historical emissions from its existence. That might be one of the most ambitious plans of any company in the world. So to do this, it needs to not only reduce its own direct pollution, but find a way to remove existing carbon pollution from the air. That means preserving ecosystems that capture carbon naturally, and it's doing that. Just made one of the biggest investments ever in restoring the Amazon rainforest. It needs to invest in carbon capture technology that's so far unproven and unscalable, and it's pouring hundreds of millions into new tech, from giant air vacuums to limestone air filters. And then 3, it needs to reduce the pollution that it creates directly. And it's made progress on its direct operations, but its supplier emissions rose 30% last year. So Microsoft just announced plans to require its suppliers to shift to clean energy by the end of the decade. And that's huge. This is one of the biggest companies in the world, thousands of suppliers, many of them some of the biggest companies in the world. So consider that the decision of a room of about 10 people at Microsoft could potentially have a bigger impact on the planet than the last 5 United Nations climate conferences combined. That is the power that these companies wield, and it's inspiring to see some of them using it for the greater good. So join me on this journey to understand how companies impact our lives and our planets, because together we can influence them to make good decisions, and in doing so, contribute to a more sustainable future.